Here with us in studio, Missouri Congressman Jason Smith, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. Chairman, welcome. Thanks for coming on today. What do you make of some of those comments by Democratic leaders?
Inappropriate, but they're actually saying what they have been thinking, and that is that this is the time to use people suffering through a government shutdown to actually leverage their liberal priorities. And they've been very clear about what their liberal priorities are. That is health care for illegals, increasing spending of almost $1.4 trillion, eliminating $50 billion for rural health care. This is what they have suggested. This is what they're fighting for, and they're using hurting Americans as their leverage.
And you look at the Affordable Care Act subsidies, Obamacare subsidies, they were already expected to expire, set up to expire of this year. There's nothing new about that. That was established during COVID. They were running out. If you want to extend it, it seems reasonable to have that conversation, but just offline of the clean CR to keep the government open. We're in day 30 of that. There is someone sort of finding themselves in the middle, if you will. Democratic Senator John Fetterman, Pennsylvania, he continues to be a rare voice of reason, if you will. Here's what he said on X. He said, Americans are not any party's leverage. Open our government to feed 42 million people on SNAP, pay the military and our workers, pay the Capitol Police. We can find a bipartisan way forward for ACA tax credit. So that's back to my point. It seems to be that's a common approach. But that's not where you're finding Minority Leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer.
No, Fetterman is exactly right in those statements. Let's open up government, and then let's negotiate on these different items. What's interesting is the Democrats are saying that these ACA subsidies to insurance companies are so important. Why didn't they make those permanent? Back when they did the American Rescue Plan, they made them temporary. They're the ones who set the deadline for them to expire on December 31st. I wrote the big, beautiful bill. We made tax policies permanent. You can do that. They should have done that if they really cared about it. But unfortunately, they haven't. And so we're seeing them holding out in all different items.
Yeah. The 42 million that could be impacted by the loss of SNAP benefits is really a priority right now because those are expiring soon. And there are a number of people who claim to be receiving those benefits, taking to social media and talking about what they're going to do if they don't get SNAP. We'll show you some of the clips we found.
Y'all better stay the out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for
food stamps getting cut off next month. Like, I don't have a kid that eats like a grown man. I eat like a grown man. We like steak and lobster.
Let me not get no food stamps November and December. Free me. Get my commissary out, because I'm taking up the stove and taking everything.
If you gotta take that food, go ahead and take it. Just go ahead and take it.
I want to be in the grocery store when they start looting it.
So obviously not a legal solution, right, to losing SNAP benefits here. What's your reaction when you see those clips?
You know, law and order. We're a country made of laws, and this is not the remedy of this situation. We need to open up government. We need to make sure that the 40+ million Americans receive their food stamps. In my home state, it's 670,000 Americans. But the remedy is not stilling. I would encourage people, if you're running out of food, the food pantries are doing the best that they can right now to provide for families. But the Democrats need to do the right thing. They need to just allow a vote. That's what they're holding up. They're just filibustering the opportunity to vote. They've done it 13 times. Let's hope that they do what's right for the American people.
And unfortunately, you're seeing local and state Democratic leaders suing the Agriculture Department over SNAP benefits and claiming that the Agriculture Department could simply write a check and come forward when I think it's a little more nuanced than that. There has to be an emergency order. Bottom line is, to your point, you pass the clean CR, you do this today, everyone gets paid, and the government remains open. SNAP benefits are in effect. I wanted to point out one more thing, if I can. The Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, he's usually very comfortable, he's a calm guy, but in this moment, not so much, rightfully so. We'll ask you after this.
SNAP recipients shouldn't go without food. People should be getting paid in this country. And we've tried to do that 13 times. You voted no 13 times. This isn't a political game. These are real people's lives that we're talking about. And you all have just figured out, 29 days in, that, oh, there might be some consequences.
What some are dubbing enough is enough speech. Your thoughts there, Congressman Smith?
You know, Leader Thune is exactly dead on. He's frustrated. He's been working hard with his Democrat counterparts to stop the filibuster, to allow a vote. But unfortunately, Schumer and the Senate Democrats are refusing to allow a vote on a continuation of funding. Schumer voted for this 13 times under the Joe Biden presidency. He voted for this exact clean continuation of funding in March of this year. But why is he not supporting it now? He sees AOC in his rearview mirror, possibly primarying him here in New York.
New York is, by the way, just an interesting time overall with the mayor's race going on. There's a lot to see if the progressive, very left of center candidate will end up winning the mayor's race there. Could that be a sign for Schumer or any other Democrats? We'll see. Chairman Smith, thanks so much for coming on with us in studio today.
It's great to be with you all.
Thank you.